Hi everyone, and welcome to another journey back in time, this time to 2011, a holiday in Devon with my wife and family. And of course I couldn't resist shooting a wildlife diary. This is the remastered version, and it's its first ever showing on YouTube. Hope you enjoy it. This is Cranberry Cottage, a place called Whitestone or Whitstone in Devon, about 4 miles from Exeter. We're down here for a week's holiday. It's a farm set in 16 acres of meadows and woodland, so I'm hoping to see some decent wildlife while we're here. Thought I'd check out the garden birds. The lady who owns the farm says there's a goldcrest around. Haven't seen that yet. Lots of great tit about. Some blue tit. Lovely garden here. Oh, there's a coal tit. Blackbird. Lots of rooks, nesting rooks up in the trees. Bit of a rookery. Also, another member of the crow family, jackdaw. A lot of those around. Nice shot of a goldfinch there, just outside the window. Buzzards. Lots of buzzards, see them wheeling around all day. At the bottom of the cottage meadow, there's a wooded area. It's supposed to be, according to the farm lady, deer, fox and badgers in there. We saw some deer earlier, and I didn't have the camera. So I've come back at dusk, very low light, no deer, just a few rabbits. So I'll try again tomorrow. Well, this is the next evening, very gloomy evening again. Come down to try and see some roe deer. Lots of lovely primroses. What I've done is set up this little camera on a tripod, facing back into the wood. When we saw the deer last night, they ran this way. So I'm hoping to catch them. You can see them on this slope. They ran from the slope through this wooded area, and that's where the camera is down there, but there's no sign of any deer at the moment. A few droppings, but that's about all. I'm going to change tactics and try again in the morning. It's really early morning, sun's just coming up, and there where I showed you last night, there's a roe deer. I haven't got time to set the camera up or anything. I haven't even got the switch steady shot on. Apologise for the shaky image. Well, I didn't see any more deer down there. I've spent about an hour just on my way back up to the cottage. Now this is the meadow, and look what I saw. It's a beautiful roe buck. Fantastic. There's the farmhouse. Yeah, cottage is just next to that, and that's the gate where you come through to the field. It's brilliant. I've filmed red deer and fallow deer, but I've never had a chance to film a roe deer, so I really wanted to film one before I went home. That's a pretty good shot. Yeah, it's a pretty good specimen. I don't think he really knows where to go because I'm standing in the field. Magnificent animal. Really pleased with that. Right, this is a place called Exeter House in Devon. It's not far from Exeter. Come here because they've got some wild boar and some British birds of prey in collection here. There's a tawny owl, barn owls. I know it's cheating really, but it gives you the chance to see birds of prey in close proximity. Like this buzzard, you'd never see a buzzard in the wild this close. This is actually 19 years old, bred in captivity. And this beautiful female kestrel. Absolutely gorgeous. And even some grey partridges. Believe it or not, I've never filmed one of these in the wild before. What I really came to have a look at was a collection of wild boar here. Unfortunately, I've never seen wild boar.
in the wild, but this is the next best thing. It's fairly realistic habitat, mud wallows and so on in a woodland setting.
There used to be numerous in Britain in 200 or 300 years ago, but they were hunted to extinction, and then they were reintroduced in farms, and there's been quite a few of escapees, and there is a wild population, places like the Forest of Dean and so on. So they've got these youngsters. They were some were born in February and some in March. Lovely. It's a beautiful evening. I'm going to go down to the wood again, see what's about. Maybe some badgers or some deer. I found a badger's set there, but it didn't look as though it was in use. No fresh diggings or anything. I'll have a look there. There's deer prints around. I'll just set the camera up in the shade, wait to see what's come along. And down there in the bracken, there's a fox staring at me. Definitely knows I'm here. Won't take his eyes off me. I presume it's just come out of his den and it's just sort of waking up, ready to go out and do a night's hunting. Been watching him for about 20 minutes now, and he's just having a stretch there. Every so often he'll turn around like that and make sure I'm not coming any closer. It's probably about 300 or 400 yards away. And it's just moving off now. Fantastic evening. I mean, it's April now, and it's couldn't have wished for better weather. Just having another sly look there. Just slinking off into the undergrowth. Yeah, just gives me one last look. Off he goes. Well, the shadows are lengthening now. I'm going to go back to the cottage and have a glass of wine, I think. It's our last night here, off home tomorrow. This is a piece of land that doesn't belong to the farm, but the lady says there's a fox den up there. And especially on a night like this, there might be a chance of seeing some babies. There's a lot of rabbits up there. They seem quite attentive. And that's why. Just in the undergrowth there, you can just see head of a fox. Just waiting in the long grass there. Ready to do a bit of hunting. There he's come out and he's interested in something in the grass. Wow. Oh. What a leap. I couldn't see what he got, whether it was a vole or a rabbit, I don't know. Here's a slowed down action replay. Look at that leap. Excellent. No babies, but pretty good. Well, we're off back home tomorrow, and it's been a really lovely week here.